I'm Jay-Z.
I'm Daniel.
This is just my DIY.
Whether you're the glass half full or half empty kind of person, PYD Life has the glass sublimation blank for you.
And in today's video, we're going to show you a few different ways to sublimate all the different blanks you see in front of you using either the Cricut Mug Press or our favorite, the much more versatile PYD Life Tumbler Press.
We would like to give a big shout out and a thank you to PYD Life for providing all these sublimation blanks and, of course, making this video possible.
There's a lot for us to cover, so we're going to go ahead and hop right to it.
We set out all of the sublimation blanks for you, the short, the tall, the skinny, the colorful, the not so colorful. But first we need to have an image to go on.
We're not going to take you through every single image that we picked. We will link them all down below, but we will remind you to mirror your sublimation prints, especially if they have words on them. And we're also going to turn ours 90 degrees so they'll print out properly on the piece of paper. Now we're going to pick one of our sublimation printers and go into the print settings, which no matter what printer we use, they are
going to be premium presentation paper matte on high quality. We have our 3 printers printing off all at once. It's a fabulous setup. Should all have it.
And then we're going to go to the Cricut Mug Press, which is what we're going to use first to sublimate on glass.
We're choosing the frosted mug. And we have these silicone inserts to help us out with. Before we get to that, we need to cut it down to size. So we trim, and we trim, and we trim.
We love using an X-Acto knife and a self-healing cutting mat. It works really well to help us see exactly where we're cutting.
So we go after the alcohol to clean the outside of it so that we can get rid of fingerprints and human grease.
And use some heat-resistant tape to secure the design in place. And we like to use little tabs on the end of our tape so it's easier to tear off.
Now, here we're just setting up some butcher paper so that we can have a blowout, really.
So we don't blow out inside the mug press, and instead any extra ink gets put on this butcher paper. Now we're going to grab the thinnest silicone wrap. We found that the thinner one works best inside the Cricut Mug Press because essentially the heat's got to go through these, but these really make sure you get nice firm pressure, which is great for a skinnier sublimation blank.
Now the lights on this one still worked. We cared to set a timer in the background anyways, but we put on our heat resistant gloves, pulled it out, set that silicone, which is hot off to the side too. All our tape has little tabs on it so we can do a hot, fast peel. So hot.
It's so Paris Hilton, so hot. But you see, it turned out wonderful. Now to kind of go back to something that Daniel just said, the reason we set a different timer in the background as well is sometimes the mug press, because you don't set time and temperature, with some blanks and sometimes with glass, the timer will stop firing. Ours has always come back after a turn off and turn on, but if you already have a blank in there, then you may want to make sure that you have a timer going in the background. And you can also look inside glass to make sure that everything is sublimating properly. So here's the other one that we did without a silicone insert. This one's actually my favorite, and I think it turned out so well inside the mug press.
So here we go, sublimating on glass using the actual PYD Tumbler press. Its original size for press is meant to handle up to a 30-ounce tumbler.
And so we're going to do some of the wider glass with this one. We actually have another attachment that we'll do a different method with next in the video. But for this one, as always, we want to set our pressure, make sure that it's closing exactly the way we want it to. And we set it for 360 and 120 seconds. And that's because we're only going to do one turn with some of the thicker ones, some of the thicker blanks that we have. So we're going to trim that design out directly to the pattern so we can kind of get a seamless, hopefully seamless pattern. And then again, we're going to tape up with the heat resistant tape. And then more heat resistant tape and more tape.
And then blowout paper.
Along with?
More tape.
Yes!
So we insert it carefully and into the center and squeeze.
And let it go for 120 seconds. Of course, we grab our heat resistant gloves because we're going to do the one turn about 180 degrees.
Once that's done, we still go for the hot peel and use all our tabs to our convenience. And once we're done, it looks like this. Oh.
We love how this one turned out. It worked so well inside the tumbler press, which honestly was a little bit faster than the Cricut Mug Press. But now we're going to show you the two-turn method, which is what we use with both the smaller tumbler press attachment and the skinnier blanks.
Now, switching out the tumbler press attachment is rather easy. Make sure your unit is unplugged first. Unscrew all of the thumb bolts. And of course, you have to also unbolt the electric cord that connects it. Reconnect it. Re-thumb tab the new one in. Make sure they're snug.
And then you're ready to actually press. We're not going to show you any of the prep because all the prep is the same for these, but in this two-turn method, because there's such a wide gap up top, we use a pen to indicate what is exposed and not directly on the heating element. And so we did that. We turned it by about 1/3, and we did it again, and we're turning it for another 1/3. Each time we're at 360 degrees for 80 seconds each turn. So you have the same total amount of time, but you're not leaving part of the glass unexposed to heat for 2 minutes.
So here's Mama's glass. Came out really nice.
It looks so good. So there you go, quite a few different methods to sublimate on glass. And now we're going to show you everything we sublimated, from the tall tumblers and clear and frosted
to the mugs that are also frosted, the mason jars with handles, the shimmers that are blue and not shimmery but frosted. Here's another shimmer and it's shorter. Here's a B one. Here's a hot color change from orange to not.
And then there's also some color changers that go with cold color change from no color to
fall.
Fall colors, sure.
And also another cold color changing one to give your raindrops a nice little winter's night.
Good job, Daniel. We had so much fun sublimating all these different blanks. Again, our favorite was the PYD Life Tumbler Press. Just a quick note, some people have had issues sublimating glass in their Cricut Mug Press, especially if they do a lot back to back. We've always had our timer and everything recover, but that's just something you should be aware of.
If you like this video, you should click that like button, subscribe, ring the bell, leave a comment telling us about your glass sublimation adventures. And of course, know that everything that we have used to do this is listed in the description.
Also in the description are links to all of our social handles. Please connect with us across platforms because we love hearing from you. And don't forget to check out our blog at justmikediy.com. Thanks for watching.